she's gonna be a good person. She's got a lot of followers. This was my naive mind back in March and April of 2021 when I was just really starting to blow up on a public platform for the first time ever, even not really fully understanding what a public platform was about on a social media like TikTok. Fuck no, I would have never done it.
Well, that pissed me off.
I'm sorry.
There's something. There's something there, and honestly, there's definitely going to be a Lady G season. I mean, only because of the tie-in with, if they hadn't done what they did with Charles Wrestler and do that manipulation during that time with the fandom, I wouldn't even be looking at her. I wouldn't give two shits about that.
All I'm going to say is that you follow, I believe you follow all three of my pages. If not, I'll double check and make sure that you are.
I follow two. I don't have a third one. I only have two of your pages.
Which ones do you have? Do you have the Thunder?
I have Thunder and I have Washington.
You don't have Honey Badger?
Oh,
That's
Honey
me too.
Badger News?
That's me too.
Okay, that's you.
You have all three.
Okay, I do have all three.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Because honestly, Charles even knows this. He actually, he took his page down. He had permission from me to post a conversation a private conversation that I had, and there was a voice memo on there, and he had permission to post it that even said, this app is not worth it. The truth is already out there. Same thing with my page regarding her. The truth is already out there. I don't even feel I need to really talk on it too much more because I can clarify things, but go back on my pages to the very beginnings, especially on Honey Badger News, especially on Thunder Taint, and especially if you're friends only on Washington Dog Dad, and just skim through what you want to look at, and you'll see all kinds of receipts and Easter eggs, and you'll be able to put the story together. Ona, if you want a flow chart, I'll give you one because it started with Junior Viato.
We should do a live. Okay, you know what?
Get a pen and paper.
When we come back, when we come back after or maybe I'll work with you over the Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, I don't. Listen, I'll give you information, but they're going to come after me just for giving you information.
I know, but let me finish.
I don't know.
We should do a live together. Like, I don't know, the day after Thanksgiving. I don't know, sometime over the Thanksgiving weekend. Just you and me. We do a live, right? And we go over all of that. We go over all of it. We ask all the questions. We do all of it.
There would have to be some ground rules.
Yes. Listen, I got your IG. We'll schedule some time. I want to answer this person here. Why did he deactivate?
Who?
Charles Wrestler.
I'm trying to get better. So if I correct you, it's to try and help me as well because I still fuck up Trop. So I'm just going to correct you and say they.
I'm sorry. I'm just reading what they said. It's they. So why did they deactivate? Okay. Charles does this all the time. It's a regular tactic of his.
Oh, I don't want to down Charles. No downing Charles here.
There's no downing him. This is what he does. It's a tactic that he uses.
So let's time out for a second because he's not here to say for himself. So let's not either one of us say for him.
Well, okay. You know what?
Is that okay? No, is that okay?
You know what? I'm just going to tell you.
Is that okay? I mean,
I had a conversation with him. He told me what he was doing because he had said, I think I'm going to do it.
Don't do that though. But don't do
I didn't answer. I didn't say anything. I was busy doing other stuff. Right? So then I come back and he's gone. So I jump over to IG and I said, you actually did it? And then he comes back and he goes, yeah, I just need some time. I just need a few days to think and I need some time for this shit to simmer. He didn't say shit, but you know what I mean. And I said, okay, all right. So, then I come back to TikTok and everyone's like, oh, he always does this. He always does this. He'll be back in a week or two. He'll be back in
Right.
a month or two,
Right.
you know, blah, blah, blah.
But
God damn it, Ona. God damn it, Ona. God damn it, Ona. God damn it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
they're protecting their peace, and that's totally fine.
I'm
And they are.
so sorry.
But listen,
I'm
even
sorry.
if they told you that, that's not for you to air out. Let them, and I do it too. I have to. You might have to correct me. I still fuck up sometimes too, Ona. I'm 55 years old. I'm gay. My godchild is non-binary. My godchild doesn't even correct me, and I'm like trying to tell my godchild. I'm like, please correct me. Please correct me when I fuck up, because I feel bad when I say she, and I'm like, please correct me. But and my godchild's so like, I know you don't mean it. I know you catch yourself. I love you, and you know.
You want to know what's so awful? You want to know what's so awful about the they, them, and women?
Well,
Most of the time, we'd rather be called they, them, and get rid of the she so that people don't, oh, she's a woman. We're not going to listen to her. She's a woman,
that's a
right?
You know, I hate that people still have that misogynistic idea, because
Oh, God. Yeah, it's horrible.
you can learn from anybody at any age, any gender. You can learn from animals. You can learn from an infant, a toddler. You can learn from the trees. Just pay the fuck attention to shit, and you can learn from other beings, period.
Exactly.
Age,
Exactly.
younger, older, pay attention to people. Like, everybody has their own wisdom, and you can learn from everybody and everything, period.
I need to fix you. I can't do it from here.
What do you mean fix
All
it?
right. No, I'm just gonna have to remember to do it. I gotta put barfly swatter in special.
So the group that comes after me likes to run with the age-old WS white supremacy. To accuse people like they did to Charles too. They like to accuse us of being people that target children. Now,
Creepy.
oh, all that. This one of them, Kane, the one that
That's
committed
one of the
fraud
biggest
with Lady
ones.
Guinevere, calls me that all the time, and he brings
Yeah.
people up into his box that threaten my life. Say they want to SN, like what you do to a candle. You know how you put out a candle? They want to do that to me, and they call
Right.
me the F slur, and then they'll say that they're part of the community, so they can do that.
Well,
But they'll just say that. That's not really real life when you find them on Facebook and see what their real life is about. They're
and
not.
then, okay, then here's the other question. So you got these people that are in this community, right, saying all of these things, right? And they're like, oh, and it's okay for them to say it because they are in the community. Meaning, like each individual person is in the community as their identity, whatever that identity falls into. I mean, it's the LGBTQIA, right? There's a lot of people there.
Yep.
So how do you justify if you're in the LGBTQIA universe and you identify in that universe? How do you excuse? How do you look past someone calling another person in your community creepy when you know it's code for something very, very dark? How do you support that if you're in that community?
You can't. And look at the comments. Look at the comments, Ona.
I'm
Because
pointing out
what it
the
is.
obvious. That's what's
I know.
killing me.
But
All of this shit is
they are too.
obvious in your face.
They are too. Shan Loyal is pointing out the very obvious truth. That one is a Thunder Cunt. That one is accurate right now. Thunder Cunt was actually going to be a witness for me in the case against Lady G when she took me to court, but I didn't even need to testify. So Thunder Cunt was never even allowed in the virtual courtroom because I never even had to testify. Lady Guinevere had all this proof. She was allowed to use as much quote unquote proof and evidence as she wanted. She was allowed, in her case against me, was allowed to use as much proof and evidence as she wanted. And she was in front of the judge with the video player on a big screen for him. And the judge was like, You think he's sending subliminal messages to his followers to kill you in a video that honestly had nothing to do with her. It had zero to do with her. Like it was more of a witchy craft type video.
Yeah.
No threats. It was like literally I was at the Jimi Hendrix Memorial, which is like 17 minutes north of me or maybe 12 minutes north of me. And it was like a full moon. I made like this little witchy video and I played I think it was Witchy Woman by Jimi Hendrix. And it, like somehow that was a subliminal message to off at Lady G, according to her. And the judge is like, explain how. She couldn't because it wasn't. It didn't even have anything to do with her.
Right.
She had a picture of the palm tree at the end of my street. Somehow that was in her evidence packet. I don't even know what that had to do with anything other than there's palm trees in Florida. There's palm trees in Washington. She thought I had something to do with her.
Oh my God.
There was so much bullshit evidence. The judge dismissed the case and didn't grant her any protection order because there was nothing there of any stalking or harassing. But she will show you those documents along with her police report that ended up in no crime, no charges. And she will say, look at all the things he's done. We said this was done.
Right. And that's okay.
You're
So
the
that's what they're trying to set up with Heather Pierce, Nick Pierce's widow.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that here. I'm sorry. I'm friends with both of you. I have some mutuals. Like there are certain people that I got to know before you guys started fighting. And I just say to both sides, like,
Okay, I'm just going to tell you if that's.
I wouldn't let them
all I'm saying
talk
is,
bad about
all I'm
you
saying
either.
is, let me just say
I
this.
wouldn't let anybody come up here and talk shit
There
on
are
you.
there's a lot of lies there. I was there.
But Ona, please respect that, please.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying it's a smear campaign.
But I wouldn't allow them.
And the bottom line is, I was in the courtroom. I was in the courtroom. That's all I have to say. I was
This
there.
is what I'll say about that is that like if there was a courtroom that you can get the public records like I did. I went and got the audio.
Oh yeah.
In fact.
Oh yes.
In fact,
Yes.
I'm between us. I'm sure this is going to get back. In fact, I'm just going to say that if people want to go and order my court records, not anybody here in the chat, as far as I know, anyway, because there could be a troll account in here that we don't know of, but not anybody in the boxes, not anybody in the chat that I know of. But if somebody who wants to order all these old police reports from me from 2000 and they want to publicize all them, I have a lot of friends in Florida. I lived in Florida 15 years. I'm due for a visit. And this time in Washington, this whole winter in Washington, I could use a good trip to Florida. And I have plenty of friends that will put me up. All I need is a rental car and a cheap flight. And I can go get some court records as well. And I can bury some big creator with some audio of the judge laughing them out of the courtroom when they ask this certain Ms. DeGroy, are you stating that your testimony is that the charges Mr. DiGiulio is accusing you of are not accurate? As he flips through the papers on his desk. No, Your Honor. Ms. DeGroy, I'm going to ask you again, is it your testimony in this courtroom that you're stating that the charges that Mr. DiGiulio is accusing you of are not accurate? No, Your Honor, I'm not stating that. Okay, thank you. Continue. He would have been able to held her right there with perjury in the courtroom because he had a record. He has her record. It's in the same courtroom.
Right.
Fly Swatter, some of it you can. Some of it you can. In fact, her records are public record. Anybody can go look them up, but you can actually go in there and get actual audio from the court.
Oh, and I just found out.
Right. But these are, I'm talking about the audio recordings. Sorry, what's that?
So I was doing some research tonight because I wanted to make sure, like, what's the deal, right? So I looked up the HIPAA privacy laws. What? Of course I know you can see me. What's the problem? Anyway,
Yeah, I didn't understand the question.
Oh, because she doesn't know what I'm doing while I'm looking down here.
Oh,
Here, I'll show you. There's a thing on my foot, and I'm trying to cut it off.
oh wow.
It just
Okay. We
happened.
didn't actually need to see it.
I'm so curious about what I'm doing that I'm looking not looking right at the camera. Excuse me.
It doesn't look like anything. It doesn't look like anything else. So, I mean, I thought you were doing something like a craft or something, or doing something. I just thought you were taking care of something.
No, the kitty and I were playing, and he got me, and then it healed up. So now I'm trying to get it out. You know, it's a boy
You used to have
kitty,
a cat.
a black cat.
I had a
But
white cat.
now I forgot what I was saying because I saw that with the whole thing.
Lady Ona. Who gave you the name Lady Ona?
AFF Guardian.
Now, I have a
Every
question. Why is AFF making the decisions about Charles on an issue that really has to do with the gay community?
Exactly.
Because really the whole
Exactly.
issue that I've heard Charles,
Exactly.
Baz, me, Jay say is that this is really an issue of big creators coming after people in the gay community. Lady G had no business getting involved for Mama Tot. Why is it that Mama Tot's making a video with all these other creators, including Lady G, with the same sound like they're going to war? I mean, it's like it's the same old thing of, hey, we're attacking this creator, but we're not going to say their name or call it directly out. So, but we have private conversations behind the scenes. So that they think can't be obtained, but they haven't learned from Dinesh.
So, okay. And then the other one, why is,
Good attorney, Ona. All I need is a good attorney.
why is, what is it? What's his name?
Who?
Why are people throwing around Tizzy Ent's name? You said Dinesh already.
Well, Tizzy Ent is good friends with Lady Guinevere, and I have proof when I did the voice recording reversal, just like AFF did to the chipmunk thing with you. I have on my page where I posted proof how Tizzy Ent went after Goddess Mia for Lady Guinevere and Cuban Delight. Well, we'll just leave her out of it for now. We don't need any more new characters, although it's almost like Beetlejuice, so just don't say it 2 more times.
So,
He's not really Cuban.
AFF is also very, very closely aligned with Ophelia.
Well, that is bizarre to me because of what Ophelia just recently said about Republicans when she said, no, of course I didn't vote for Trump because I'm a good person. And can't you just tell by how I behave and how I'm a good person that I would never vote for Trump? So she's saying that all people that vote for Trump are bad people, essentially, and they all called her out for it. But AFF is still supporting her and she's supporting them. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird, as they say. Oh no, that's so weird. Oh my God. It's so weird. So weird.
Jack, I don't know where AK is. Because AK started out as a friend and ally to Charles. And then there's that video call that they have where AK 2 years ago plays those video recordings or the voice recordings. And it's clear. They're asking her to stop supporting Charles. Don't be his friend anymore. Don't let him do anything.
AK is the one that summoned. Yeah, and AK is the one that summoned AFF. I literally saw the video where she called for them. I saw the video where she said, "Did I just summon AFF?" And then I saw the live where she said, "No, I didn't summon AFF. No, maybe that was Jason or somebody else." I've seen AK lie and twist shit without ever even knowing AK.
Okay, I'm going to say something really inflammatory. Are you ready? I had a scheduled live with AK.
Oh, I think I saw.
We had sat on chat on the DM. I can even pull up the DMs where we were planning it on how it was going to go and what was going to happen. Okay?
Okay.
By the time I got in there, by the time I joined and got in there, the whole crew was there.
Bless you. Bless you.
Whew, something got in my nose. Anyway, by the time I got in there, everything that we talked about
Yep.
was gone.
They play dirty like that.
And this, no, wait. Just hours before that same day, she was crying about not having enough money to make her payments for whatever was going on because she hasn't been working. We get in there on the live and no more tears, no more stress in her face. She's happy. Everybody's happy. And she's fine. Tell me she wasn't paid. Tell me she wasn't paid.
You know what?
How do you go from crying and hysterical in a matter of hours over a problem that you can't solve with anything but money and you don't have any money? Then you get on live and all your problems are solved. Tell me they didn't pay her.
'Tis the season.
Exactly.
I don't know if she was paid or not. I do believe that.
I don't know if she was paid. Allegedly. I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
You guys can tell me what you think.
I think that either way, it's like most people, either for clout, for followers, for attention, or for money, or all of the above. And I think with some of the creators, they take things too far to the point where they don't realize that maybe they're believing their friends blindly. Maybe they're believing people blindly. I had posted so much proof. I can't imagine why that Lady Guinevere wouldn't have seen by now that Uni, the guy that this all started with, why she hasn't seen by now that he was a liar. She knew, I believe. She's lying herself.
Okay, why aren't they seeing that Jenna is the liar?
I mean, I
It's
see
the
it.
same situation. You've got one person who's telling a bunch of lies, and then you have all these other people that gather around that one person to protect the lie. And
Again.
what's in it for them? What is in it for them other than money? Because it
Again.
sure as hell cannot be friendship.
No, a lot of it I think is clout. And I think they do get some kind of, like, their parasocial relationships between each other as big creators. I think Lady Guinevere has a parasocial relationship with Ophelia. I think she idolizes her too. But I think she also wants to get as big as Ophelia and bigger than Ophelia, and that she would absolutely stab Ophelia in the back if she could to get ahead of her. I do
Oh,
believe
fuck
it.
yeah, they all would. They all
They all
would.
would, to each other.
Every one of them would
They have
stab
a hierarchy.
Ophelia in the back in a second to get in her
They have a
shoes.
hierarchy. So, like, if you listen to AFF admitted that tater tots can take care of themselves. That tells me that they might have already had a run-in, or maybe some of them have, or he's just seen what they can do. He might be afraid of them. I don't know. I came across official Brittany, who I do not follow or support, and I ended up blocking once I saw her and some of her videos. But her videos were very interesting about AFF and Austin Foreman. And I was like, wow, that's mind-blowing. I didn't know that. But I've never had a conversation with AFF. I've had a lot of people tag me in their videos when he was going after Dalton Levi. If you don't know that name, Ona, you should. Because he came up with AFF. Lady Guinevere used him. Dalton spreads their information with misinformation and yelled out on lives, which made a big stink on the internet with multiple big creators. They all used my story, including Marianne, girl from Casino. They all used my story for their clout. But
Right.
none of them would actually give me credit about what Dalton did to me, because they all hated Dalton. Everybody hates Dalton, rightfully so, and that's who the push pop represents in my picture here. The red-haired, that's Dalton. Lady G went onto his live under an account called Magic Mama with only about 9 followers. It's posted and pinned, I believe it's pinned to one of my pages. Went in there screaming that it was me in the police report about James's unaliving. Screaming that I was responsible for his unaliving and that I gave him, she's told everybody that I gave him AIDS. She runs around saying all this shit. Her friends on Reddit posted the police report because she ordered a copy and handed it out like candy. and they posted proof that it was Mario, just like I had been saying 3.5 years. They're so pissed that the truth has come out and posted and that their own friends fucked up. These characters, AFF brought it all together for me. When they were going after Dalton and people were actually tagging me in their videos, because I talk with people on both sides of the political aisle, AFF brought it all together for me. They brought all the people, and if you watch AFF, they go after Tex and his army. Some of my friends have been going after Tex and his army for years. I'm not involved with it, but I know of it. This all came full circle for me.
God damn, these people. They're just.
Thundercunt knows.
I mean, okay, I'm still coming back to the money.
A lot of them do it for money.
Nobody does this kind of shit unless they're getting paid.
Of course,
You know
they're
that?
getting paid. They do fraudulent GoFundMes. They monetize on TikTok. They make money off of creating drama. They rage farm is what they call it. They literally gave it a name. They rage farm.
That's exactly what they do.
They rage farm by making villains out of other people to make themselves seem like heroes so that they get
Right.
more followers, so that when they do GoFundMes, they have a lot of donations, so that when they do their lives, they get a lot of coins. When they battle, some of them battle, some of them don't. But the ones that do, they really rake in. Push Pop battles. Push Pop battles, and he creates a lot of drama, and he lies about everybody. AFF was right in calling them out.
Ona's not doing the same what? I'm not calling an army. I'm not telling people to attack. I'm telling people to go to the accounts and like and share, which keeps the accounts up and running and going well. Puts them on the FYP, pushes them up higher to the FYP. I'm not telling people take this person down. I'm saying when you go to their page, you like some videos.
Not
Share
going
some videos.
quietly is, I think that might be Jenny, because Jenny usually has a page with either a dot or a dash.
Well,
Yeah, I think that one's going to get, that might be Jenny. So
yes, I am making money. I checked. We are at earlier this morning, we were at exactly $8.01.
I just blocked that person with the black circle and the dot because I just have a bad feeling it might be Jenny, and Jenny's not welcome in my lives. Jenny knows that, even though she'll record it and post it on YouTube because she's been obsessed with me for 3 years. But me and Brandy's minor child that she zooms in on his butt and makes 58 videos about, but they don't want to talk about that.
No. No, because only they can use their children for clout.
Literally, no, this woman literally made 58 videos about my friend Brandy's minor child, and she zoomed in on my friend Brandy's minor child's butt in her videos.
Wow.
This woman is obsessed with this minor child, but she wants to talk about the one time I fired back. Not anything compared to that.
You're not allowed to fire back. What is wrong with you? I got coffee right here.
I gotta get to bed.
Right here.
You know what?
I was moving some shit around because I was trying to get some.
I gotta get some sleep. I'm sorry. I just realized it's already past midnight. It's 12:30.
Taking followers from them. You don't take followers. The followers are going to follow who they want. You have no control over that.
They do think that though. Like I can tell you that Lady Guinevere, I've got videos of her and they're probably still up on her backup page where she's literally crying about being on a posting ban. She's crying that she wants to get verified. She wants 1 million followers. She loves clout so much. Go to her backup page and just scroll back to, it's not that hard to scroll back to her earlier stuff. I think it's Lady Gwen 75 or Lady G 75.
So I want to make something really clear to everybody who's watching. There is no such thing as taking followers. If you really think a follower is going to go in and say, oh, I'm going to follow Lady Ona. I'm not going to follow Ophelia. I'm going to unfollow Lady Gwen. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that way. They follow everybody. So that follower is following. I guarantee you, the people that have been following the fandom, every time a name comes up here on the board or I talk about it in a video, their follower counts go up, their views go up, their comments go up.
No, if you pay attention, Lady G's been losing about now watch. I'm going to predict this, okay? So everybody in here, watch.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Go pay attention to her page, okay? And I can show you screenshots. I have one video that's been showing it, and then she increased followers for a while. She loses about 100 followers a day, Lady G. But when I mentioned it and I made a video about it, suddenly she started getting followers again to where she built up a couple of thousand. That'll probably happen again because I'm mentioning it. Okay.
Right.
And then after a month or so, she probably pays for something. And then after a month or so, it'll start to dwindle again. It's been a repeated process with her. She's losing followers to her, and her life is her account. When her and a guy, she wants to say that she has phone conversations, so do I. I have her sitting there saying all she cares about is the account. All she cares about is my account. Did your account go down? That's all I care about. She didn't care that Uni was bullying me to the point where I literally wanted to like off myself. She says I weaponize. How does she word it? She says I weaponizes self-harm. It wasn't weaponizing.
Oh my God.
It wasn't weaponizing. She was somebody that I considered a friend, and she was being a covert narcissist. And I have proof that she said that she didn't block me when she did because she was playing games. I have proof that she was siding with Uni and saying that she didn't pick sides, but yet she was displaying publicly shit that she did. Like, she's the biggest gaslighter and bully that there is out there. They sit there, everything that they say, literally everything that they say, like she makes videos about narcissists and she says these things, and it's like she knows that they're about her. I fully believe, this is just my belief, I can't state this as fact, I fully believe that Gwen has probably actually gotten diagnoses just from shit that I've seen when she had shit public on her Facebook, just from shit that I've seen that was easily found with a simple Google search. Literally, she was so silly. She had gotten to like over 500,000 followers. You could put in Lady Guinevere 75 at one time, her phone number, her address, her picture, her Facebook, everything would pop up, and she had so much shit public on Facebook. I was like, holy shit, this lady hasn't protected herself at all. Like all her shit was out there. And the public shit that she had out there about her MH issues was wild and goes hand in hand with her charges. I'm just going to say that. And she doesn't really admit to her charges because I don't think she's actually improved her behavior. She's even had like charges recently for driving. I can't remember. I think it was without a registration or license or something.
This is Lady G that this happened with?
Yes. She's got multiple fraud charges for refilling refilling prescriptions illegally. She's got multiple fraud charges. And I find it ironic.
She's a pauper. I didn't know she was a pauper.
I find it very ironic that she recently did a video with a Grey's Anatomy filter showing her as a nurse, considering that she couldn't finish nursing school because of those fraud charges. I find that very ironic. Yeah. I'm just saying.
I find it interesting that she's a pill popper.
I mean,
because I'll tell you something.
She's a fraud.
One of the biggest things I've noticed about Lady G, and I couldn't put my finger on it, but it came through again today, and I'm like, oh my God, there it is. She's trying to be like Lawyer Lori from North Carolina or South Carolina.
Oh, do you know, you can Google her name and videos will come up with Scott Henry, that other big creator, and all kinds of other creators that did a duet, and it was all bullshit from years ago where she says, all right, TikTok, I talked to a lawyer. First of all, anytime Lady G says that she talked to a lawyer, she talks to one of her friends who's a paralegal. That's the extent of it. Or like, that's probably the extent of it. But she says, I talked to a lawyer, and she found out that you can actually find out who's reporting your videos, and you can sue them. And if they're minors, you can sue their parents. And she said she was going to do it. Scott Henry said he was going to do it. So many other creators said they were going to do it. And this is 3 years later, and nobody's ever done it.
Nobody's done it.
You can't do that.
Or if they have done it, they've hit a brick wall.
They said, we're tracing your IP address. there's no way you can trace an IP address on TikTok. Not on TikTok. On other platforms, maybe, not on TikTok.
Yeah, because they use an IP, which is a IMEI. You got to follow the IMEI, not the IP. It's
right, and you'd have
a whole
to
different
actually,
track. It's a whole
Right.
different tracking code.
and you would have to actually hack somebody's device in order to get that. And if you don't know, you should not be clicking on any links that anybody sends you. Period. Period.
That's how they
Period.
get.
Period.
That's how they can get your IMEI, and that's how they get in.
Yep. You should not ever click on a link that anybody sent you that you don't know and that you can't verify the source. Be careful of phishing alerts too, because people will find out your email and they'll send you fake emails that look like it's from something valid or somebody valid. Usually has some kind of sense of urgency. The email address is usually going to be a little bit off, maybe misspelled. There will possibly be misspellings in the email itself.
Oh yeah.
All kinds of shit. Phishing alerts. It's not like a F, it's a PH. Phishing. Like, don't fall prey to any of that shit. People that I know have been hacked. Knock on wood. I have to go through all kinds of like training for that shit and crap too. So, just like in this industry, people have to, and a lot of industries, people have to. It's just good advice for your own personal safety. These feelings are my own.
Hang on a second.
Anyway, yeah, Lady G's got a rap sheet a mile long.
What do you call those accounts that are not real?
Troll, burner, what do other people call them? Troll. Like sometimes a spy account if people just watch, or a watcher account. What else? Like some people just watch from some account.
I'm being nice. I am being nice. I could have said something completely different, but I am trying to change the impression I seem to give to people that I make fun of those who were not afforded the luxury of a quality education. So I was that's not a bot. That's not a bot. I mean, I don't understand. I see, it's the education level. I know you guys don't like me when I say that, but that ain't no bot. And the fact that you're calling it a bot is just like, what the
What's going on? What did I miss?
Barfly Swatter. They're calling Barfly Swatter a bot account.
No, Barfly Swatter isn't a bot
I
account.
know
That's
they're saying he's just they are just a bot, just a fake account.
No.
So, but that is a real person. It is not a bot.
Yeah,
it is
it's
an
just
actual
a troll?
person.
It's not a troll account, is it?
It's not a troll. That's Barfly Swatter.
Yeah, it's not even a troll account. It's just a anonymous account.
No, we've got Alana B saying that it's a bot. What is this? Alana B.
Oh, I wanted to say something earlier. Somebody asked to say something. As far as fandom, Ona, you know I've said this to you privately. I've said this to Charles too. I feel like whether it's intentional or not, you are essentially showing us all ourselves, where you're making us examine ourselves. You're making it like, if people will stop and realize what you're actually showing to all of us is that we are the fandom. We are the ones responsible for keeping all this shit going. So when somebody asked earlier too about why the, I can't remember the exact question, but why the log off, or why why signing out of the account or just abandoning the account or whatever, why logging off? Because that's it. Because why continue to feed into it? It's like, my truth is already out there between my 3 pages. The majority of the stuff has been up. A lot of stuff has been reported. I have, and not my main my old Washington Dog Dad that's now the Wandering Dog Dad, not that page on IG, but I have another Honey Badger account and a couple of other accounts on IG where there's a lot more receipts, but those are private and they're friends only. So I might even suggest you over there, Ona, because I have a lot of receipts. But I will also say, I definitely admit there was a time, I try not to do it anymore, but there was a time where I bullied the bully, and I returned their energy back. You don't disrespect me and then tell me how I have to respect you. Like, you disrespect me for a year and a half, and I come at you not even as hard as you do, and then you double down and use white
But that's
supremacist tactics
that's how
to come after me.
that is exactly the tactic and the formula that is used.
Yep.
That's what
I know.
Jenna and Lindsay used. That's
Jenna,
what.
how are people not seeing the shit with Jenna? I saw the
I don't
video
know why they
Charles
don't see
posted.
it. All I can think of is that because AK, Jason, Lissa, Jenna,
Is
Lindsay
Lissa-
are all stuck together.
Okay,
and it
is
has to
Lissa,
be money.
Jenna-
There's no way this isn't money.
Is Lissa, Jenna, or Lindsay, are any of them part of the LGBTQIA, part of the gay community?
Jenna is. She identifies. She's a she.
Okay, but Jenna's lesbian.
She identifies as bi,
Okay.
non-gender conforming.
Okay, so, okay, Jenna. Oh, face painter Jenna is bisexual and non-gender conforming?
Jenna bisexual, non-gender conforming.
Okay.
She
Okay,
goes by, and it's she. She's a she, her.
She, her. Goes, okay, so she goes by that. Okay, so she's identifies as part of the community.
Right.
Good to know.
And then you have Jason Hernandez,
He's gay.
who is a gay man.
AK claims to be they, them, and
AK is also a they, them, non-binary.
okay, and bisexual or
I don't know. I just know non-binary, and I'm not going to guess.
Okay. I mean, because sexuality and gender are different, so I was just curious if she ever said what she was, or they. I'm sorry.
If she has, I'm sorry. If they have,
I'm
haven't
correcting
done.
myself too when I said they.
right? Yeah, I if they've said anything of that nature, I have not seen it. So I am not saying anything in that regard.
Okay.
They,
And then
them.
the other two, Lindsay
They,
and
them, and non-gender conforming. Those are the two things that I can say confidently. Anything else?
so AK, I would say, is discredited from the gay community as soon as she puts a gay brother that she never even spoke to or had an interaction with in danger with white supremacist tactics. I think that disqualifies you from the gay community. So as far as I'm concerned, AK's out of the gay community. That's
Well, you'd
that's
be
my
surprised
feelings.
how many of the LGBTQIA are actually Republican-leaning, Republican
It
voters,
has nothing to
very
do with her being
conservative.
Republican. I didn't even know if she is Republican. I didn't even know that until just now. Has nothing to do with
I don't
that.
know. I'm just saying, remember, there is a very, very large
Oh, I
contingency
know. I know
of
some of the exes are.
LGBTQIA that are hard conservative, hard Republican. They
I
will
lived in Florida for
every
15
election.
years, so I mean, I know some gay people that are Republicans. from
You know
Florida.
what I'm talking about. I'm not telling you,
I do. It blows my mind. I'll be honest, but that's their
Wait,
prerogative.
what's
and
that about,
that's-
sir? Wait, AK is a sir?
What? AK goes
AK
by they
posted-
them.
Hold on. AK posted a video today telling someone they are sir.
Now I just feel like AK is being disrespectful to the trans community.
Yeah, I don't know where they are falling. It's they them. Why would they go with a sir all of a sudden? Something's wrong there.
That doesn't match up with. But everybody's different. I'll say that.
Thailand, how is that
The
hate?
non-binary people that
I want to know how that is hate. Where are you getting hate from that? We're correcting people.
No, there's no hate. Believe me, not from me. Not from me.
I don't know where.
Oh, I think
Coming
Malin is saying towards possibly towards Trump community, maybe some hate, because you said something about Republicans, and I said something about how I don't understand. But Malin, I didn't. mean that.
Oh,
I
the
didn't mean
comment
that.
addressed them as ma'am. Thank you, Barfly Swatter.
Oh,
Thank you,
okay.
thank you,
I
thank
missed that
you.
I missed that then.
Okay, yeah, then that's what
I
that
don't
was.
feel that way because I have friends that voted for Trump. I'm very, very left leaning. Probably I would consider myself more left leaning than most of these fake activists that come after me and claim that they're more left leaning because I've actually been boots on the ground, like door knocking.
Do you know this Ma Lin person? I'm kind of having a hard time with the misinformation.
Who?
This Ma Lin, Malyn. I'm really having a hard time with the misinformation.
Preston Myers is a wonderful friend. Who is that?
I don't know. Apparently, if you talk about the different people voting differently, that's hate. Okay.
Yeah, so here, why don't we bring Malin up? Just be respectful. Why don't you come up?
Oh, they're AFF. Okay, I got you.
I have some questions.
Okay, they're AFF. Okay, well, that explains part of it.
Respectfully. No, I want to be respectful, please. So please,
Let me go on
everybody
mute.
respectful. Okay. Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Just fine. Look, okay, first of all, there's no hate toward the gay community, okay? None whatsoever. As far as the AFF goes, I've been involved with them from pretty much the beginning. I don't post videos, I don't do a lot of stuff, but...
Would Austin Foreman claim you?
Well, yeah, I think so, because I don't see any reason why not, because I haven't done anything,
I don't know. I don't know how that family works. I really don't.
It's not invasive. It's not like he goes around and tells you how to think or how to feel or how to do anything.
Well, I've seen some transphobic video from him that was posted on, I think, Brittany Official's page, which I don't follow her. She just popped up on my FYP. I actually blocked her because I don't like some of the shit that she's done in the past.
Well,
But I did watch.
Coming hard for him.
I did watch her content though, and I mean the words were his own words. So I will say that.
Well, I hadn't seen that, but she's going hard for him. Okay,
Right, but
it's all about this.
That is what bothered me. That's all I'm saying, and all I've said negative tonight, or that's not even negative. That's just factual. I said that bothers me. So, and I also said I don't think that it's fair that he's the representative or the one making decisions for a gay community issue if he's not gay. Like this is a community issue.
Agree.
This is a gay community issue. Why is he even inserting himself? He should have one of his gay representatives, if he has any, or Brando.
See, that's the thing. He actually said when all this started, he was called in. He got called in by Brandon. He got called in by Brandon on some other situations, and
Well,
Brandon. I can't. Yeah, he is in the gay community.
Right, I know. I'd like to talk with Brendan because I think it's important that if Brendan never spoke with Charles, that's really messed up.
Well, now Charles, no, he didn't get called in on that. Brandon had called Austin in on some things that he was going through. Austin helped him.
That was with Tex and all them, right?
And Austin and him have made a friendship, and that's obvious. And Austin even said in one of his videos that, we are Trump supporters, but we want to bridge the gap between the two.
Okay, well, you want to hear something?
What?
So when I came onto the app, I was one of those people that, and let me finish, please, because this is kind of, I need to tell this story so that you understand, so that somebody from AFF understands. When I came onto this app, I was one of those creators that called out Trump supporters, and I used to get a lot of hate from that, and I would just block the Trump supporters, and I would keep talking my shit, right? And I still talk about shit about Trump because I don't like Trump, but I'm not talking about shit about his supporters. I will talk about extremists on both sides because I've honestly gotten more hate and harassment and threats and all this shit from these extremists that claim that they're on the left, but they're really fake, and they are constantly going after the Trump supporters, but yet you guys from AFF are actually sitting with them, and I don't even know if you realize it. Because Ophelia is great friends with Lady Guinevere. Have you guys taken a look at her page? She's constantly calling Trump supporters maggots. Making fun of them, saying you guys are going to hell, you're not even getting into heaven. She makes fun of Trump supporters all the time, and this is who Ophelia's sitting with, and she has done the most grossest stuff. Her friends and her go after a victim that's not even here and doesn't even have a voice anymore. Like, not just people that are alive, they go after a victim from the gay community. Their friends have made this victim sing and dance with the officer who took him out of this world. Lady G's friends, some of them This one, especially, I've got major proof. She's white, pretending to be black, saying that she's a voice for the black community when she's more Caucasian than you and me put together. I've got proof on all this shit, but nobody's doing their research and they don't care. What I see is a bunch of big creators supporting each other and not really looking at the truth. And they're actually inserting themselves in gay community business because this is really about big creators causing harm to gay creators, multiple, not just Charles, me, Chazinator, Jace, others. I mean, this is an issue within our community. And now we've got people outside of the community saying, oh, green light this one, or this one's a liar, and with no real solid proof, sending to somebody.
Well,
it's not
let
true.
me say this about the whole Mama Todd issue with the AFF. I think the AFF wanted Charles to give them. He wouldn't actually have conversations. He wouldn't actually show any of his proof to Austin. Okay.
It was posted on his page. I saw more conversations with Face Candy Jenna that proved that she was a liar, that Austin didn't play. And they didn't scroll the text. They didn't show the...
That may be true. That may be true.
They didn't show the voice recording scrolling, so we don't know if they were edited or how they played or what.
Yeah. And I really think that for Austin, this is something that's went on for 2 or 3 years. I don't think he can get to the bottom of this.
Then he shouldn't have caused more harm to somebody in the gay community who's already received threats. If he's not going to stand against the bullying on all levels, then he shouldn't claim he does. Because
I'm not even sure that he knows how hard and how deep all this runs.
What I saw right from the beginning was him kissing the butt of a bigger creator, and that's all I saw. I didn't see him actually be.
I 100% believe. I 100% understand that statement. I really do.
And that's all I see from a lot of people. It's like this hierarchy. I mean, I lost my big account and my big account was only 20.3 thousand. It wasn't anything great, but it grew very quickly to that out of nowhere. And
look, I personally,
I've come back with smaller accounts and smaller accounts. And this is probably the biggest one I've had in 3.5 years because I've managed to keep it from getting banned several times as they attack it to silence the truth. I've gone through probably 100 accounts. Nobody on this app really gives a shit about bullying unless it's to their friends or a big creator that they can get clout off of. They don't even protect real victims on this app, and it's been shown time and time again. Tell me why Austin fucking Foreman is any different, please.
Honestly, I can only attest to what I've seen him do for us. And during the election, you know, I mean, we were getting couldn't even post anything saying anything. And he would stop it. He would stop people from harassing us. You know, now, this whole thing that's going on now, I'm not even sure that it is something... I don't want to get myself in a fix and say too much, but I'm not sure that we even need to be in this situation.
It's too late, isn't it?
Well, I think it's, Dalton, this little kid.
Oh, you don't have to tell me about Dalton. I was actually being tagged, but because I have a lot of friends that are Republicans and voted for Trump. I have a lot of friends on this app that are on both sides.
He came after Austin.
Oh, Dalton is a piece of shit. My friends have been tagging me in all these videos from AFF about him going after Dalton, and all my friends have had issues. The conservative friends have had issues with Tex, so I've known about Tex for a long time. And Austin Foreman's the one that's brought all this shit together. But you guys need to look into Lady Guinevere and the shit that her and her friends are doing, because that's the most vile, disgusting shit on this app. And they're pushing their narratives and making it seem like I'm this awful person. They'll tell you not to talk with me, that I'm dangerous, all this shit. They'll tell you that.
I've seen all that.
So you know that AFF and Lady Guinevere are allies, right?
Now I hadn't seen that.
I didn't know that.
She seems to be pushing that.
Well, now I have seen absolutely nobody from the AFF say one single word about her.
That's good to know. I mean, well, not good. That's interesting.
Honestly, I haven't seen anybody say anything from the AFF about anyone that's in that little group other than Mama Tot and Charles.
Okay, so
Okay.
you know Mama Tot is aligned with Lady Guinevere, right? And Mama Tot was in Lady Guinevere.
See, that's not being brought up in all this. Mama
No,
Tot,
but we know
Mama
it.
Tot and Charles. You know, and that's what I'm saying. One thing, and let me say this. One thing is really kind of strange to me. As soon as Austin came on the scene, he was called in on this whole thing with Mama Tot. And just as soon as he was, this whole group, Tex, this Dalton kid, everybody's coming at him from every direction, okay?
I would not be surprised if Lady
And
G, I've got proof that Lady G went to Dalton and spread a bunch of misinformation to cause me harm and use him in his attacks against me with Kane Allen. Like they threaten people and they tell people that if they side with me, that they're going to be collateral damage. And then they use all these names of big creators, other big creators that will come after them. So Austin, I'm sure, would be told the same thing because so is Shane Browning. And they'll flex about it. They'll like, look, we got Shane Browning's account down. We got this person's account down. They'll flex about it.
Yeah. Well, I agree. Austin did come straight up to Fia's side from the beginning because I think he had a connection with her. And honestly, my feeling on her from the beginning is you know, and y'all probably gonna hate me for it. Don't think Fia is that bad. I really don't. I think the people that may be aligned with her are the ones that are bad, and that's just how I feel. I don't know.
Were you saying Mama Tot?
Yeah, I don't even know that she knows that the people that are around her are as bad as they are. And I'm really
So here's the thing I'm going to say is that I saw a video. I don't know her. I've never had a personal issue with her. But one, AK came after me without even knowing me, spreading very harmful information that literally gets people like me offed, like Matthew Shepard was and other things. People look at us like that and want to do that to us. So for Nikki and all these fake allies to be pushing that narrative about me when they know it's not really fucking true, that I was just firing back at Nikki after doing shit to me for a year and a half and my family and my minors and my family. You know what I mean? Like for them to push that narrative is dangerous as fuck. And they did it to Charles too. AK did that to me. I never had any interaction with AK. She only did it with Jason and to come after me. Jason never came after me because as soon as I saw him in a live that I was already in, I fucking bolted out of there. I want nothing to do with him. I think he's a snake. I've seen how he rolls.
Well, let me
I should say slithers.
Let me say this, okay? One, I have never really had too many interactions with the gay community, okay? Plain and simple, I'm very uneducated when it comes to that. I'm just gonna say that. It's not hate. It's just straight up, I'm very uneducated when it comes to that.
Do you believe that we deserve equal rights?
And I do. And let me say this. I have 4 boys. I'm a mother of 4 children, and they're all boys. My baby son is gay. Okay? And
I'm a baby in my family too, by the way.
I don't love him any less for it. I'm totally uneducated when it comes to it. I've been trying to educate myself because of him. Okay? Now, that being said, you know,
I just gave you a follow.
people who are